Hello, my name is Joe Laird. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and welcome to Wake TV. And today I will be talking about a four-letter word that causes emotional distress in individuals. Do you ever think about making a move from your current position in life? Are you currently in a relationship that's causing you stress and you want to leave but you don't? Do you ever have thoughts of doing something new but hesitate to do it? Are you afraid of trying something new? What is preventing you? Okay? Today let's talk about fear. Fear is an unpleasant emotion or thought that you have when you are frightened or worried about something dangerous, painful, or bad that is happening or might happen. Fear is one of the most basic of human emotions. It is programmed into our nervous system and acts like an instinct. From the time you're born, you're equipped with sensors that help you collect data through touch, taste, sight, sound, and smell. The data is then uploaded into your memory and later used to help you navigate throughout life. Over time, you develop survival instincts necessary to respond to danger and unsafe situations. Now, fear is a learned response to an experience or an event that causes you anxiety, anxiousness, or nervous feelings. The anxiety or anxiousness or nervous feelings in your body, it's your body's natural response to stress. You know, when you lose that peace and you feel uneasy. Well, here's how fear works. We sense the danger and the brain reacts instantly, sending messages to the nervous system. You know, some of the symptoms like sweatiness, your body is trying to cool yourself down, your heart rate increases, blood is being pumped into your muscles. It's preparing you for fight or flight, right? So fear can paralyze you and prevent you from moving forward so that you stay in a position of perceived safety instead of progressing forward to fulfill your destiny. You stay in a job that is below your potential because it feels safe. You stay in an abusive relationship because you're afraid to be by yourself. Well, let's be honest. You've been in that relationship for a while, and even though that partner is there, you still feel like you're all alone, even though they're there. So you pretty much are in a relationship by yourself, even though you're in a relationship, if that makes sense to you. See, we say things like, I don't want my child to be raised without a father. And that keeps us in that perceived safe place, okay? So when was the last time that you were by yourself? When was the last time you were alone, without a partner, without somebody helping you financially? The truth is, most people started dating at 17, 18, 20 years old. And now you're 40 years old and you've always had somebody in your life filling that void. Well, guess what? It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. It's time to say, you know what? I'm not going to allow fear to keep me in a place where I'm dealing with heartache and pain. And so you'd rather be stressed out and burdened and overwhelmed with that relationship. Okay? You don't need it. It's up to you to say, you know what, I can do this. I'm going to learn how to be by myself and learn how to love myself. Because you stay around hoping that they would change and they never change. So fear prevents you from leaving. The fear of the unknown, or the fear of not knowing what to expect, because you've always been with somebody. Okay? Listen, the excuses are over with. It's time to come out of that fear. See, some people, they prefer not to get good grades because they care about what somebody else may think about them. Well, you're a nerd. You think you're better than us. Well, you're not a nerd, and if you are, that's a good thing, because nerds go on to make good money. A's and B's, that's an excellent thing. You're an honor roll student. Stay on your grind and handle your business. Forget what they're talking about, them individuals with C's, D's, and E's. You don't need them. Don't let peer pressure or fear keep you from moving outside that group. The fear of failure. Individuals fear failure, so they won't even try. They'll stay right there in their safety zone. Okay? So here's a tip. You begin to grow when you come outside of your comfort zone. Your growth takes place when you come outside of your comfort zone. Let me say this. People have been conditioned to believe that they need somebody in their life in order to be happy. Well, that's not the case. Fear keeps you in those relationships. Fear is an emotional response to the situation. However, fear is not the problem. The problem is how you think about the situation. Everything starts right here with a thought. You are what you think you are. Let me say that again. You are what you think you are. Who taught you to be afraid? And where did that fear come from? No, fear can be learned from watching how others respond in those situations. It could be passed down from family members, from friends. A lot of what we learn is from our environment, okay? So if you live in a fearful environment, more likely you're going to be fearful of a lot. Fear can be a result of low self-esteem, low self-worth. Fear can be a result of thinking that you're inadequate and that you're unable to accomplish the task. Fear can be a lack of faith, right? And a lack of trust in your God to do the impossible. Fear will keep you in a neutral position of perceived safety. So you think it's safer to be here than go out and make something out of yourself to be successful. It's safer to be over here tied down to a deadbeat, all in the name of I want my children to be raised with a father who is not acting like a father. So let's talk about a few tips that can help you to reduce some fear. First, tip number 1, start with developing a relationship with your Heavenly Father. He created you, right, for a purpose. And He knows the plans that He has for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you. You just got to listen. You learn to listen by spending time through meditation and prayer, reading His Word, memorizing His Word, live according to it, and listen to His voice. You can't do that if you're ripping and running all the time. So, tip number 2. Well, let me back that up. Spending time with your Father. He will teach you how to reverse what you got yourself into. For example, I gained weight eating 3,000 calories, right? Without exercise. So how do I get out of that? To reverse it, I need to start eating 2,000 calories and then exercising. You see that? You reverse it. The same way you got in it is the same way you got out of it. Okay? Tip number 2, positivity. I have watched horror movies growing up that displayed frightening and fearful incidents, movies with violence and suspense and action and drama, causing anxiety, that have you on the edge of your seat. That's where we learned a lot of that stuff from. Growing up, we learned how to be fearful. Watching those movies taught us how to be fearful. So how do we get out of that? I need to start watching movies that are positive, encouraging, that provide hope with faith in it. That's what I need to do. Tip number 3, I need to change the way I think. You change the way you act by changing the way you think, right? Challenge yourself to unlearn some of the old way of thinking. He hit me, I'm gonna hit him back. No, you gotta walk away. You gotta pull yourself out. When you feel yourself heated, learn to pull yourself back and walk away, because all that's gonna do is escalate, right? You gotta start putting new information into that memory of yours. I talked about the Matrix, how Neo was connected to the machine and it was pumping information into him. We got to start pumping information into us to challenge and change the way we think. Start listening to motivational speakers, read books on courage, victory, and faith, so that you can start to see their vision and how they became victorious. Tip number 4, dream. Find a quiet place and meditate and dream. Go above and beyond of what you can imagine yourself doing. See yourself doing the great things, right? Because you were created to do great things. Tip number 5, find a positive mentor. There are a number of positive people in your sphere of influence that can help you go to the next level. Tip number 6, affirmations. You have to tell yourself, if God is for me, who can be against me? I am more than a conqueror. I shall not fear. God did not give me the spirit of fear. Well, that's all I have for now. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them in the comment sections down below. Also, please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. Share it with your family or friends. Don't be afraid to be all you were created to be. Remember, you were created to do great things. And stop letting fear stop you from fulfilling your destiny. Thank you for your time. Have a blessed life. Stop wasting time because you don't have time to waste.